following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
To the adventure in Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Wake up, America! It's time for the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY.com, West Palm Beach's #1 internet radio station. Here's your host, the Pipeman.
Are we live, Juan?
We are.
Oh, well, you should have started it if I wasn't there.
I don't were there like right at the last second. I thought you were just gonna go for it.
Look at this. People are confused now because I'm confused. And people are confused. But it's cool. We're here. We're here at the Adventures of Pipeman here on W4CY Radio. Here, let's do this. I like that better. What do you think, Juan?
I agree.
You do like that better compared to the other?
I like your background. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Oh my God. It almost like I blend into the background too. But anyway, yeah, I got to start the show officially. It's the Adventures of Pipeman here on W4CY Radio, W4CY.com. And yeah, I was moving in the cold, my surfboard, and that's why I got confused. I got on. I didn't hear the intro because I was late, but I was right on time. And I should see that is one of the things I will say about doing it in studio, not virtually. Okay, because like when you're in front of the engineer, it's much easier to deal with that because they'll just go like that. And you know, but I was just sitting there out in space. I wanted to make people think that it was frozen, that their screen was frozen up. You know, people were checking their speakers. They were checking their screen, their internet. But no, it was just me screwing up. That's all. But yes, can you tell me what that is behind me, Juan?
I believe that is a hockey type of picture. It looks like it's been edited to look like multiple.
Yes, yeah, you're so good. Because on the one side is the 1980 Miracle team, the 1980 Miracle Olympic Gold USA team. And this is where we're going to go with today because there is so much we could learn from 1980. What do I mean by that? Well, in 1980, when the Olympics were happening, it got better in 1980 after the Olympics. But when the Olympics were happening, we had the highest interest rates ever. Interest rates were like up at 30 to 40%. And I'm not talking about credit card interest rates. We're talking about the prime rate. Okay. They were up in the stratosphere. We had gas shortages, gas prices hiking. Like some of the people on the right, they like to talk about how bad it was with Biden. And because of Biden, not even close. Not even close. This was not even close to then. It was so bad. I'm a kid at that time. Well, not a kid, but, you know, a teenager, that it's so implanted in my brain, the stuff we had to go through back in those times. But there are some similarities, too. First of all, some of those things are a little bit similar, you know, about, you know, people struggling to be able to afford to live. But also, there's other things that are similar. What's similar? We were having a conflict in Iran, and they took hostages. And we were threatening them to go to war. Oh, my God. Here we are 46 years later and still haven't learned our freaking lesson. I don't get it. Okay. Then there was also this rivalry because, we were a superpower. Russia was a superpower. And basically the Cold War was at its height. People bitch today. I woke up every day wondering if we were going to have a nuclear war that blew up the whole world every single day. Like, I remember me and my friends used to sit there and go before 1984, because it was predicted that's when the world was going to end. And we would do stupid stuff, and be like, meh, it doesn't matter. The world's going to end anyway in 1984. Who cares? And we did really kind of live like that. Like, as teenagers, it's like, we really did think that the world was going to end. And then the world was going to end again, something happening in the 90s. And then it was Y2K. Like, the world's always ending. Why? Do you know why that is, Juan?
And why is it? I don't know why it is, but why is it that it's every 20 years?
Well, that's just like you have to do things in the proper timeline, I think.
You're talking about the 80s. Then you had the Y2K fiasco.
I'll tell you why it is. You want to know why it is? It's not as true now, okay, but always was the truth from my generation and before, that every generation was 25 years. Now it keeps getting shorter. Even the fact that you split up the millennials, older millennials, younger millennials, schmata. They're millennials, but there is a difference because I have 4 kids, 2 of which are older millennials, 1 that's younger millennial, 1 is on the cusp of Z and millennial. I think she was more like a Z, and now she's more like a millennial. Like, when she was younger, she was more like a Z, and now she's more like a millennial. But the thing is, there's such a huge difference between the ideologies and stuff of the older 2 compared to the younger 2. And for good reason. Like, the older 2 did not grow up their whole life with technology. Like, cell phones first came out during their life. Internet first came out during their life. So that makes a big difference, okay? Because the older millennials are more like Gen X. Like, my kids are more like me because of the fact that, they experience similar things that I did. Gen Z starts the generation that that didn't experience the things that virtually every generation before them had, which is kind of weird, right? It's like you're just starting fresh.
It's like we're taking a step back because, like, for me, I'm older than Google, right? So
right.
I grew up watching technology develop, and I was good with technology. My family, even as a kid, they would come to me and ask me to fix things for them. Fast forward to Gen Z, I don't see them as tech savvy as we used to be as millennials when we were kids.
Exactly. That's the point.
Like, I have my little sister coming to me with tech problems.
Right? And here's the thing, okay? So they're shortening the generations, was my point. So the reason it would happen every 20 years is because it was a new generation. And what happens, new generation, history always repeats itself, man. And the new generation always does the same stupid shit that the other generation did. And so that's why the 20 years. It might not be 20 years after anymore after this. Technology has sped up generations.
Yeah, but I think it goes deeper than that, because you were talking about nuclear war during the 80s. Then we had the whole technology, being born in the 2000s. People didn't know what was going to happen with the entire world. They thought it might end in 2000.
Well, we thought it would end
And
too,
then
yeah.
2020, you saw what happened in 2020.
Yeah.
So it's every 20 years.
Take it back, because back in the 19th century, at the exact same time in the 19th century was the last pandemic. It was all the exact same bullshit. It's like we are on a loop. That's the way I best describe it. I feel like we're on a loop. If you lived from 1918 to 2021, your whole life looped back to the beginning. You know,
man.
it's like it started over. It's like we're playing a video game, and now we went back. We failed, and we didn't have any save spots, so we went back to the beginning of the game.
And the funny thing about that is that the flu pandemic, the Spanish flu or whatever you want to call it started in 1918 and it went worldwide through 18 and 19.
Yeah.
And then ours was 19 and 20.
Right. Well, it was 2 years, the same exact amount of time. If you look at the newspapers from back then, it's like the news was now. Like it was all this division, all this bullshit, you know, like, the vaccine, not the vaccine, blah, blah. The same arguments, like as if a script was written. And then we're now in what's considered the Roaring 20s. What was 1920s called the Roaring 20s? Like I remember growing up and thinking about the Roaring 20s, and my grandparents were like, boy, those were the times. But then they weren't the times, because then you went into the Great Depression. Why did you go into the Great Depression? Because you had these multi-billionaires, right, like the Rockefellers and others, that tried to manipulate the stock market to make as much money as they can and fuck over the rest of the world. Does that sound familiar?
It does.
I mean, listen, I hate to tell people the stock market is not an indicator of the economy. It's the other way around usually. But that's
Right.
sometimes people, and Resident Rump is definitely, and I'm not even saying in a bad way, his focus is the stock market, because just like he ran his business, it's all smoke and mirrors. If you look like you have these multi-billion-dollar buildings, then it looks like you're a multi-billionaire, and then you bankrupt it. Well, if you shoot the stock market up, but it's not based on earnings, because there's so many stocks right now that are trading at like 50 times earnings, 100 times earnings. Palantir was at 150 times earnings. That's insane. That's not even close. That's the sign of a crash when that happens, because it's so overinflated. And all it takes, it's like a bubble that you poke a hole in, man. That thing's going to fly all over the universe. So it's just the same thing over there. What happened last time? We had the Roaring 20s, the billionaires, the prices going up through the roof because everybody was spending all kinds of money. And then you had the Great Depression, which was basically started with the stock market crashing. You had the Great Crash of 1929. We're back. So watch out. We're only 3 years away. And so if history does repeat itself to 100%, that's when World War III will happen. But I was talking to somebody, it may have been you, I can't remember, but about the fact that I don't think that would happen now. Like I used to think that would happen, but I don't think there'd be a World War III. Why? Like they throw the term around loosely. Okay? They just throw it around. But the bottom line is, we're a different world. We're a global environment now. I don't think World War III would happen. I think either we just all blow each other up and end the world, and that's not World War III, or there's just going to be a lot of inbreeding. Oh, I didn't mean inbreeding, but I saw Rebel, and it just came to my head. There's going to be a lot of, skirmishes, which we have now, but I don't think it's going to be a world war. It's going to be
what I
worse.
think.
It'll be worse than a world war. That's what I'm going to say.
People think world war and they immediately go on nuclear war, but there's different kinds of wars. And right now, what I would see most likely happening is like an information war.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
We already have the tariff war,
cyber attacks.
I think it would.
Technology today, you don't need to have a World War III. Like
and I do think it would be more technological than nuclear if we do have another world war.
Yeah, but if you have somebody stupid that hits the button, like Putin is dumb enough to push the button. If he thinks he's got nothing to lose, That's what you got to worry about. So that brings me back to the picture. 1980, height of the Cold War. The Russians were unbeatable. They for years they were the premier hockey team of the world. Our team were a bunch of beginners. It was actually when amateurs played in the Olympics. Go figure. Amateurs in the Olympics. Oh my God, what a concept. But like hockey teams now, they have the professional hockey players. And when like with Canada, when Canada beat the US the last time in the Olympics, Crosby was the MVP and he was an amateur. Now he lost and he's a pro. Crosby lost. No, 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 no. But where'd she go? I think she's trying to work things out here. But
having problems with her camera.
Yeah, well, obviously. So what happened was, and this is what I'd like to see happen again, really. But I don't think it is. We're just such a bunch of assholes now that we can't even do this right. We can't even win the gold medal right. But so the Russians were unbeatable. They were considered unbeatable, just like in Rocky IV, where the Russian was unbeatable. Okay, and our team were a bunch of schlumps that ended up becoming a team. They had this coach that they all thought was an asshole, but the coach was brilliant. He was really hard on them, and he took a bunch of nobodies and turned them to the most famous hockey team ever in history. They beat the frickin' Russians. And you want to talk about all these people that talk about they're patriots and patriotism. We had true patriotism then. Being a patriot doesn't mean being against your own people. Just saying, okay? Being a patriot is for your people and united and for your country, and that's what we were. In a time when we were very divided, just like we were now, and had all these bad things happening, just like we do now, it took the Olympics and one hockey game to beat the Russians, and it was about the Russians. It couldn't have been any other team that put us all back together, made us united again, where the whole country was chanting USA, USA, all the time. Like you don't hear anybody doing that now, and so I think that's what we got to take out of it. Here we are, 46 years it took us to get back to that. We have played Canada in the gold. Now this is the third time in history. The first time I think we won, but it was before 1980. The second time Canada won, and this was the tiebreaker. And so that in and of itself, okay, man, that's a beautiful thing. Like I'm so pumped about that because we not only won the gold, but we are now 3-2 over the Canadians in the Olympics, who again are known as the best hockey players in the world. And I have to admit, I was watching the game, and like literally right before we won, I did a Facebook post, and I'm like, man, the USA team is sloppy. And they were kind of sloppy. But here's what I have to say to people. Okay? There's people out there that are naysaying that, oh, how bad that the Canadians were better. I'm just going to give you a big chata. And the reason you're going to chata F up is because it doesn't matter who outplayed who. It doesn't matter who had more shots. It doesn't matter who had more saves. It doesn't matter who had more hits, who had any more of anything. There's only one thing that matters, and that's who's wearing the gold medal at the end. You sore losers. Like, seriously. What does it matter? Oh, you outplayed us, but we still beat you, so that makes you look even worse. I think that makes you look worse when you're doing that. What do you think, Juan? When you're saying stuff like that?
I don't follow hockey much, but I think the equivalent to that would be like when you're watching a boxing match and one boxer is like really good on the technical aspect and is scoring more points, but then he gets knocked out.
Yep. Or like, okay, here's a perfect example. I'm glad you brought up boxing. George Foreman. Now, George Foreman was like a Mike Tyson back in time. Mean, nobody could beat him. They thought he was going to kill Ali, and Ali ended his career. Okay. And he went away from boxing for like 20 years after being totally humiliated by Muhammad Ali. He then made a comeback in his 40s, and he was fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world. And he was not as good as when he was young. What do I mean by that? He got big. You should have seen, Juan. There used to be commercials of him doing his training, and his training was eating cheeseburgers. It was like it was like a whole bit, okay? Because he wasn't like that mean machine he was when he was younger. He ended up being a pastor for like that whole time he was gone. So he turned into this like real lovable, nice guy, and he was hated back in the day. But he basically he was slow, but he was big, and he always had this punch. Like you wouldn't want to get hit by his punch. I don't think Mike Tyson would want to get hit by his punch. By the way, Mike Tyson's fighting again. We'll get back to that.
Wasn't he banned?
No, he keeps fighting these exhibitions. He just fought what's his face, Jake
Paul. Yeah, I thought he got banned after that fight because he pretty much threw the fight.
No, he didn't get banned. He's fighting. I forgot who he's. Look it up for me. I can't believe I forgot, but he's fighting somebody else famous again. Who? Oh, I know who it is. It's what's his name, Floyd Mayweather. He's fighting Floyd Mayweather. Like it's all these like pound for pound fighters like Roy Jones Jr. that were the pound for pound greatest, but they were never heavyweights that are fighting Tyson now. It's pretty funny, but it's I can't believe he's fighting again. I'm excited about it, actually.
If he goes toe to toe with Floyd,
oh,
after pretty much losing his fight against Jake Paul, I don't know. Like if I see him fighting better than I'll know for sure he threw the fight.
But here's the thing, though. Okay, here's the thing, Juan. What you were saying before. That's a perfect example. Because Floyd Mayweather, I hated watching him fight. He's not exciting. He's a very technical, good fighter, but there's not. You want to see the blood flying out of her mouth and stuff like that, okay? Like it's a boxing match, not a sewing match. And
I mean, here's how I put it: if the mouth guard stays in, it was a friendly match.
Exactly. We don't want that mouth guard staying in. So the point is. I never looked at him as somebody like this knockout king. He gets in Mike Tyson's way once. One punch, I think Mike Tyson will take him out, because still it's a punch, which brings me back to Foreman. So Foreman ends up fighting. Michael Moorer fights Evander Holyfield and wins the heavyweight championship. It was a weird time. Buster Douglas beat Tyson, then Holyfield beat Douglas, and then Moorer beat Holyfield. And Moorer was like Buster Douglas. Nobody expected him to beat Holyfield. He fights George Foreman 12 rounds. For 12 rounds, he's winning the fight every single round more. He steps into one George Foreman punch. And you have to see this fight because George Foreman's so big and slow that like it's kind of like it's almost like when you saw George punch at this stage of his career, it was like in slow motion. It was coming around but by the time it hit him, if you couldn't get out of the way, you're a moron. But if you didn't get out of the way, knocked him out cold. One punch. And I think there was only half a minute left to the last round.
Cutting it close.
Oh, yeah. And he became the heavyweight champion of the world second time and retired after that.
That's a good point. That is a good place to retire.
Right? Well, who's the example as Rocky Marciano, which is Tyson's idol. That's why Tyson wears the boots with no socks, because Rocky Marciano did. Rocky Marciano is the only heavyweight champion in history that ended his career undefeated. Most of them come back and they ruin their legacy a lot of times. A lot of great fighters
Yeah.
ruin their legacy by keep fighting. But you know, back to the hockey team, we kicked Russia's ass in 1980, and there was such a sense of pride in this country. And there was such a sense of, oh, I forgot to talk about in the beginning because we're going to talk about it later, but there's something to do with later in life. We had an announcement. There's a lineup. There's like 200 bands. Oh my God, it's an unbelievably sick lineup, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. And so anyway, we won. And that's what we need to happen again. We beat the Canadians. We shouldn't have. And what was even better, okay, I am extremely happy about that game. And the reason I'm extremely happy about that game, because I'm a huge Devils fan. So the guy that that scored the winning goal plays for the Devils. But it gets better. In a world where we have a bunch of asshole anti-Semites, and to all you anti-Semites out there, and all you people hating on Jews, go fuck yourself. That's all I have to say about that. And I'll even speak for Juan too. All you haters on Hispanics, you could go fuck yourself too, because most of them have better manners than you do, assholes. So anyway, there, you didn't have to say it, Juan. And so, but here's the best part. He's a Jew. Never in a million years would I expect a Jew from New Jersey to win the gold medal against the Canadians in hockey.
Okay, here's a quick, because I don't follow hockey at all. I understand that fighting is a big part of the hockey game.
Not in the Olympics, though. It's bad.
Okay.
You can't in the Olympics. You're not
So
supposed to.
what makes the Canadian team good? Is it because they're very technical, or is it because they're very defensive?
Okay, so no, actually, the USA was playing a defense game, and that's Devils have always been known for that, like the trap. But you need to have offense, and that's what almost lost it for the USA. But the thing is, I'll give you the first reason they're better. It's fucking cold up there. What else are you gonna do?
They're pretty much born with skates.
Yeah, exactly. All the Canadians I know that play hockey, or just Canadians in general, they can skate better than they can walk.
Yeah, I agree with that. But
that's the key, though.
Every time I hear about hockey, like the first thing that comes to mind is the fights, losing teeth, all that kind of stuff.
And yeah,
when you say Canadian,
the guy from the team lost his teeth that won the game. Like that's a badge of honor. Go ahead.
Right. But with the Canadians, it's like, I don't know. I don't see them fighting much. I see them like just being really good at the game.
Well, because you're watching the Olympics. If you watch the NHL, you'll see it. But see, there's only certain people on the team that fight. Okay. It's usually the defensive team and the enforcers a lot of time. There's somebody on the team that's called the enforcer. They're on the defense, and they're the ones that are on the ice just to take you out.
Okay, is this hockey or the mob?
I'm telling you. Okay, so my best bro, the one that passed away, he played hockey, and then he was playing for Pepperdine University, and his coach fattened him up because he wanted to make him the enforcer, and he just told him just stand in front of the net and knock anybody that gets near on their ass. That was the strategy.
If someone tells me that and they say, I will pay you to do this,
right?
I would 100% do it.
Right?
That sounds like a fun job.
Now you take the great one, Gretzky. Gretzky never got in a fight ever in his whole career. And he was also the best skater ever in hockey. And that's the key. That's what I've learned by playing hockey and coaching hockey, is the number one quality to be a great hockey player is skating. Without the skating, they're nothing. And you have to be really good at it. Like sometimes you watch these guys and they're getting pummeled with this like hip check, flying in the air, spinning around, and still land on their skates. Like,
so it's kind of like the more masculine version of figure skating.
Basically. Yeah, you can if you're a great figure skater, you can be a great hockey player. If you're a great hockey
Not the
player,
other way
you may
around.
not be a great figure skater.
Too heavy to me.
But like a great skater can avoid a lot of things, get around, because listen, it takes a lot of coordination to be able to skate while getting hit and shoved and control the puck at the same time. Like you're off balance almost all the time controlling the puck. And that's why you see them with their stick out in front of them, because you like anticipate where the puck's going because you're going so fast. And, listen, you have to be able to learn how to fall. You're going to fall and be able to get right back up. You got to and you ever see people on skates that are struggling? Imagine if they had to swing a hockey stick and not just a wrist shot, but a slap shot. Like even for me, who knows how to do it, every time I do a slap shot, I'm scared I'm going to go flying on my ass.
I've been ice skating before, and I know how hard it is to keep balance. And I mean, like I get it. I understand why they wear all the padding too, because like just from standing to kneeling will leave you bruises.
Well, and too, hockey skates aren't the same as figure skates. Figure skates are a lot more comfortable and a lot more maneuverable. Hockey skates, after the show, you can come in and check out my hockey skates. I've had them now for a lot of years, probably like 20 years. They're still not broken in. Like they're still hard as a rock, and they're still freaking uncomfortable as shit. Like I never feel like when I'm in skates, rollerblades, ice skates, I never feel like they ever get comfortable, but that's what protects your ankle too. Like, and so it's not as easy to turn around or do the things you do on figure skating because of the way the skates are, and then also stopping. Think about this for a second. Stopping means skating as fast as you can, heading towards a wall, jumping in the air, not way up in the air, but you do get off the ground and like cutting your blade into the ice. If you screw that up, you're fucked up. You're like really.
It's like the equivalent of not wearing a seatbelt during a crash.
Right. It's like sliding into home on ice skates.
You will flip. Trip.
It's like
roll.
when you do a really good slide, you like jump in the air and kind of like dive into the plate. That's what you're doing when you stop it on skates. There's also another type of stop, the hockey stop, where you basically like just angle your blades. And there's things you do on ice skates that it's pretty amazing because you couldn't do them on your feet. And you wouldn't think you could do it on skates. But yeah, we need to get united, people. We are the United States of America, motherfuckers. We won the U.S. gold once again. Show them that we could be like 1980, because things turned around after that, and things did get great in this country. People even hated the president then, but they were still united. People even hated the president then, but we lived with it. Now, I don't even care who would be president. It's bad. So I'm not even talking about the current president, let's say. I think anybody in politics right now, I don't want as president. Just saying.
I feel like people nowadays, because of social media and all that, they're just repeating the same thing they see without verifying its.
Oh my God, it drives me
nuts. And they are going above and beyond to say like, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that. And I always answer the same way. How is it affecting you?
Exactly. The people that make the biggest deal are the ones that the stuff they're making a big deal that doesn't affect their life in any way, shape, or form. Like, mind your own business. Mind your own business and just live your life, man. I said
Yep.
to somebody recently, I'm like, it must suck to be so miserable all the time over something that doesn't even affect your life. Like, there's
And something
so
that you have no control of. I mean, like it's just it's ridiculous because people are literally like ruining friendships over this.
families. Like, it's just stupid. And President Rump is the master showman. They just said that on the news this morning about the State of the Union address. He is the master showman. Speaking of the State of the Union address, we had that last night, and I didn't watch it, and I'll tell you why. Because I read a Facebook posting before it that was brilliant. Somebody wrote down the cliff notes of what the president's State of the Union address was going to be. And I'm here to tell you, I read that list. I'm like, yeah, on point. I don't need to watch it now. And shit you not, that speech went exactly as was laid out in this Facebook post. He's so predictable. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, people need to realize he used to have his own TV show. He
Right.
knows what's gonna get people riled up.
Exactly. Like, and he got famous for telling people they were fired. Like,
And
he
he's still
knows
doing that.
he knows his core. So, okay, here's the thing. This is, oh my god, it's so funny. I'm gonna give you. I didn't even watch it, and right now I'm gonna give you the wrap on the State of the Union address. I'm gonna give my journalistic review of the State of the Union address. And this is based on President Rump's speech. This is not opinions of Juan or myself necessarily, although they might be. We don't know, but they're not. I'm just repeating this. And that is, okay, so here's the speech. Republicans are great. They're the best they've ever been. Democrats suck. They're the worst they've ever been. And the economy is doing great. It's amazing. I've never seen an economy like this in my life. And eggs are now they're paying.
I knew the eggs were coming.
they're paying us now to get eggs. We no longer have to pay for them thanks to your president. We no longer have to pay for eggs. They're paying us to take the eggs. Gas prices are free now because everybody has disconnected their motors on their electric bikes. And let's see what else is going on.
Drill, baby, drill.
Putin, it doesn't matter how much lube I use, he's still a little tight. And even I can't keep character with that one. And so
maybe they should free up Didi and have him help with that.
And Iran, we are going to attack them because I don't like the color of their turbans, and they're not like the Donald J. Trump turbans. By the way, I have just created some new American Donald J. Trump turbans. You can buy them on my TikTok shop at Donald J. Trump TikTok, and if you buy a turban. What was the last thing that he was selling?
I don't know. I know he was selling some shoes at some point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll give you a 10% increase on any shoes that you buy.
Increase, not discount.
Listen, you buy more, you're getting the best thing you ever had. Like you deserve to pay more. Okay. And listen, everybody's saying that they love me and that I am the best president that has ever been and that I'm doing great things, and accept those low life, sick, the Epstein caller outers. They are miserable people and they are ruining this country, and they're trying to get rid of America and they're trying to turn it into the United States of Mexico. I'm here to tell you that that won't happen, because as long as I'm here, it will be the United Trump of America. Thank you. God bless me, and have a good night.
I gotta say, like this man, he has to have one of the biggest self-esteems I have ever seen.
I think he's got one of the
I
smallest.
saw
Usually people like that, they don't. That's the point. They don't have self-esteem. It's like those hot models, like the really hot Maxim models. They're the most insecure people ever. People, look in the mirror. You're great. Stop being insecure. I do have to say that when I got my hair done this time, my guy didn't listen to me, and I had to go back to him to redo part of it because I wanted the contrast of the dark to the, and it wasn't that much of a contrast. And I looked in the mirror, and I shit you not, I looked in the mirror. I'm like, oh my God, I need to get this fixed before I go on the air and people think I am Resident Rump with the hair. So yeah, I was looking, I'm like, yeah, no, that looks like that color that everybody makes fun of. I don't want that. And so anyway, yep, we won the gold. We had another miracle team. We beat the Canadians. And I just want to address all my Canadian friends who I love greatly. Your team sucks. We won. Haha. So anyway, now I think we should play a commercial now so I can talk about something. And maybe we should play 2 commercials so I can play it. I have a question though. And right after this question, we'll play the commercials. Can you tell me, my audience here, can you tell me, would you rather go to prison or Louisville, Kentucky? Which place would be scarier to you? And which place would you want to go? What do you think, Juan? Let's find out. Roll it.
Incarceration, America's rock, metal, and tattoo festival returns this summer with Limp Bizkit, Disturbed, Bad Omens, plus Gojira, Papa Roach, A Day to Remember, Motionless in White, Ice Nine Kills, Cypress Hill, The Used, and so many more. Incarceration at the Ohio State Reformatory, July 17th to 19th. Passes on sale now at incarceration.com. Louder Than Life, North America's loudest rock and metal festival, returns to Louisville this September with My Chemical Romance, Iron Maiden, Tool, Limp Bizkit, plus Pantera, Pierce the Veil, Gojira, Papa Roach, and more. Nearly 200 bands across 7 stages. Louder Than Life at the Kentucky Expo Center, September 17th through 20th. Passes are on sale now, starting at only $1 down at louderthanlifefestival.com.
Man, is that amazing or what? I'm going to both. They're both on the Pipeman radio tour, but we're going to be giving tickets away. We're almost done with the contest for incarceration, so make sure you go to Pipeman Radio on all socials. DM me that you want to win, and you tell me whether you want to go to prison or you want to go to Louisville, Kentucky, because I'm also giving tickets away for Louder Than Life. Oh my God, 200 bands, maybe more than 200 bands. That's insane. I am going to love every minute of it. I am going to so not be able to breathe after that, because every time I go to Louisville, it's a problem. Now 200 bands, I'm screwed, but it's going to be the best time of my life, and it could be the best time of yours. Go to Pipeman Radio socials, enter to win. You could win tickets to Louder Than Life or incarceration. And guess what? We're going to have some more announcements, because there's another festival coming up that we're doing ticket giveaways. There's going to be a lineup coming up March 4th. Stay tuned. I want to see what that lineup is, because that's going to be insane. And the Pipeman resumes the Pipeman homeless tour in a couple days. I was grounded last year from the Pipeman homeless tour because of family situations, and I decided to not be homeless during that time. And so now We have a short this year Pipeman homeless tour, and we were hanging out on Sunday to get the frick out of this freezing Florida weather. And you think I'm kidding, folks? Okay, yesterday morning it felt like 31. This morning it was felt like 39. And this was the third time. How many winters do we have to have in Florida? I'm boycotting this winter, this third one. Okay. I refuse to wear shorts this third time around. I mean, refuse to wear pants. Like I had to put pants on the last 2 times. That's enough. That's twice as much as I normally do during a year in Florida. Okay. So enough with that. I'm getting the hell out of Dodge and I'm going to Costa Rica and I'm going to enjoy some hotter than Florida weather, enjoy some surfing, enjoy some yoga, get away from all the assholes, and go and just chill where people love each other and are nice to each other, and where people call me and ask me, hey, did you see the news? And I'm like, no, and I don't give a shit. I'm going surfing. Have a good day. So I'll be out.
Must be nice.
And I'll, Juan, I still am working during that time, but
Right.
I don't give a fuck about the news. Okay. Because it's not affecting me there. I'm like, it doesn't affect the surf. I don't care. Okay. So there's that. And then is, I forgot. The Pipeman radio tour for 2026 actually starts this Sunday before I leave for Costa Rica. And I will be at Garlic Fest in Delray Beach, right here in hometown, South Florida. And I will be doing coverage for Garlic Fest because I'm on the guest list for the Spin Doctors who are headlining that day. How amazing is that? The Spin Doctors, they're huge. Mom probably doesn't know them, but the fact that they're hanging Garlic Fest, that's amazing. I love it. And I'll be talking to them and there'll be an interview to follow. So you stay tuned for that. And so then the Pipeman radio tour, I go from that to the homeless tour to back to the Pipeman radio tour because I'll leave Costa Rica flying into another place I don't want to go, which is Houston, Texas. If there's any place in the world you say, where do you not want to go, Pipeman? It's probably going to be Houston, Texas. But I am going there because I love it there because they are the home of Hell's Heroes. Oh my God, what a great festival. And Pipeman will be there to cover it. So stay tuned for that. Then after that, I'm going to go out to LA for some business out there. And then I just want to say, we're going to be in full swing with stuff like Sonic Temple, Welcome to Rockville, Download, Incarceration, and a bunch of others. But check this out. I just saw the lineup for Rocklahoma, and it's the best lineup Rocklahoma has ever had, as far as I'm concerned. And I saw one band on there, and I'm like, sold. I didn't even have to see the rest of the lineup, but the rest of the lineup is pretty badass. Slayer, it's headline Rocklahoma. That blows my mind. That is one of the most fun festivals I do too, especially the camping. There's lots of shenanigans in the camping area. Okay. What happens in Rocklahoma camping stays in Rocklahoma camping, except for the STDs. No,
I mean, the tents, what happens in the tents stays in the tents.
Oh, and there are things that happen in the tents. I've seen it. And I've done it in a tent, but not at Rocklahoma. Louder Than Life, I have, but not Rocklahoma.
Well, there you go. It's in the name.
There it is. All right. So, is there anything? Oh, one last thing we have to talk about. I almost forgot. What the fuck day is it? It's because Rebel's not here, but I am very happy to announce that is National Pipemans. I had it. Now I lost it again. Jesus Mahoney. Okay, here it is. Hold on. It is it's National Pipemans. Chocolate Covered Nuts Day. And you know what? Nothing's better on Pipeman's nuts than some chocolate. How about we leave them with that, Juan? How about we leave them with that? I say we leave them with that. What do you think? Hey, everybody, keep tuning in to the Pipeman here. You can go to anywhere you listen to podcasts and listen to any of the past episodes, all the interviews we do. We do music interviews, motivational interviews, spiritual interviews, health and wellness interviews. You can also go to the adventures of pipeman.com where everything Pipeman is. And check me out on all socials. We'll keep you updated there as well. But tune in to the Adventures of Pipeman right here on W4CY Radio, W4CY.com. And we'll see you next time. Roll it, Juan.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.